Kids got lucky. I used to do stupid shit like that whenever I was in middle school. We would put sticks on the underneath on the street, and then we would watch the cars run them over. So, in a sense, that we weren't actually like throwing shit at the car. We were just seeing if the cars would slow down or stop or move it or what the fuck, you know? Yeah. Then this one dumb chick just thought she was so cool. Ended up throwing a stick underneath the car as it passed. So they saw her. One, they saw her. And two, it was like a broomstick. So it was like all underneath the car. It was all loud. So yeah, it was pretty fucking retarded of her. Loud. Hold on. Alright, I got it.
This first video was captured in Australia. Two men in a Mercedes are driving down the highway when, through their rear dash cam, the car is seen quickly approaching.
Oh
It then
shit.
swerves around the two guys before getting in front of them and slamming on the brakes, clearly trying to run them off the road. But what first could be written off as road rage soon takes a more serious and disturbing turn. The two men notice the driver has an axe and is now waving it out his window and threatening them.
Okay.
Oh, he's got an axe, dude. Like,
What's it gonna do
what
with
are you
it?
doing? Oh. Take distance, bro.
The sudden and unexpected encounter forces the two men to take a quick U-turn to lose the guy, but he continues to follow them. The situation is then taken even further when the two use the next exit and approach a roundabout.
What's going on with this guy?
Keep driving. Holy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, no. Oh, keep going. Oh my god.
Eh.
Two times the Mercedes is
He
rear-ended.
messed his
The
own
second of
car
which
up.
causes the attacker to spin out, sending him off the road. This allowed the two guys to get away. They would then drive to the nearest police station, where they would report what had just happened.
Yeah, I think that guy
Police
just
arrived at
totaled
the
his
scene of the
car.
crash. The car was gone. However, a few hours later, they would find the vehicle on the road, and from there, the driver was arrested. Later, the owner of the dashcam footage would give the video more context. Apparently, the driver chasing them, for whatever reason, was 100% convinced they had robbed his house the night before. But obviously, this wasn't the case. The two guys had never before even seen the man.
What the hell?
It was determined that he was under the influence of something. He would be charged with multiple offenses, which put him in prison for 2 years.
Oh, good. Fuck that guy.
In August of 2018, Justin Bilton and his 70-year-old father were camping at Glacier National Park in Montana. They had only been in the park for 3 hours when they were informed of an immediate evacuation of the area.
Damn.
A forest fire ignited by lightning the previous night had gotten too far out of control. However, by the time they got the evacuation notice, unknown to them, the only road out of the park had already been engulfed by the fire.
Okay, thanks, Dad.
Dad, the car is heating up. It's gonna explode. Dad, what if a tree falls on us? Please, God, help us. Please, God, help us. Oh my God. Dad, we can't get out.
I'm getting out. You can't drive back. We get that out of the road. We get gloves.
Oh my God.
Stop.
Dad, we gotta get out of here.
A fallen tree is seen directly in the middle of the road, trapping them inside the park. They had nowhere to go but back, so they ended up reversing through everything they had just went through. When they reached their campsite, they abandoned their car and desperately started running towards a nearby lake. By some miracle, there they would find 2 park employees in a boat on the shore of the lake. Justin and his father were rescued and taken to safety, leaving everything but this horrifying footage behind.
Oh wow. So
This
they
dash cam
wonder if they
footage
lost
shows
the car.
robbery of a cab driver. The driver, Ralph Valletta, had just started his shift. This was his
Oh
first
yeah,
robbery.
this guy got so
He
fucking
stopped at a
lucky.
light, and the rider
So
can be seen
lucky.
in the back slouched down. But abruptly, he sits up and demands Ralph give him everything he has.
Give me all your money, man.
Man, I don't.
Give me everything you got. Give me it now.
All right.
I need it now.
I don't know how he does that in front of a cop.
Everything I got, man.
Keep your hand where I can see him.
I just started.
What else you got?
I
Let
just
me see
started.
your wallet. Let me see your.
I don't have anything
Listen,
in my
we
wallet.
can do this the hard way or we can do this the easy way, man. Let me see your wallet and let me see your phone. I need it all right now if you don't want to die, man.
Okay.
He's just entered the gun.
Okay.
Unbeknownst to the rider, a police cruiser was stopped at the same light directly behind them. At some point during the robbery, the light to the lane they were in had turned green, and seeing that they weren't moving, the officer put on his lights and got out to investigate.
Don't have anything in my wallet. I don't
Give
carry
me your
it.
wallet and your phone. I need your wallet.
No, please don't get my phone. I need that for my. There's a cop behind us. There's a cop behind us.
Almost immediately, the officer would realize that
Wow.
robbery was taking place. So, in
So
response, he pulled the
lucky,
rider
so
out of the car, which would
fucking
then be
lucky.
detained.
That guy
Ryder
counts
was
his
arrested
blessings,
and
I
later
bet
charged
you,
with multiple
every
offenses.
fucking day. Oh god. So
In
lucky.
April of 2021, a man named Mitch Kuhn was driving on the highway back from work when he saw this.
What
A
the
child
fuck?
that looks to be wearing a large jacket, or that's possibly wrapped in a blanket, begins walking out in the middle of the highway, just barely missing Mitch's truck. Mitch was towing a trailer, and felt that if he abruptly stopped, it would cause an accident. So instead, he opted to call the police.
It looks like
reporting an
that
unattended
kid was
child walking on the
gliding
highway.
across.
Police assured Mitch that they'd send out patrol units immediately. An hour later, Mitch called again for a follow-up, as well as to offer the footage he had caught on his dash cam. But he was told that it wouldn't be necessary, as the child had been collected safely and was on its way home. However, strangely, police would later state that no child was found, despite officers searching the area until 3:45 a.m. Additionally, they would claim that at no point did they tell Mitch that they had found the child. The next morning, multiple volunteers commenced the
What
search
the
of the
hell?
area, but no child was ever found, and therefore the search eventually ended. At the time the footage was captured, there were no reports of a missing child in the area. It remains unknown who exactly was captured in this video.
It doesn't look like
This
no
dash cam
child I
footage was
ever
captured in
seen.
the streets of Taiwan. Right away, it's clear the video takes place in the midst of a storm where the winds are strong enough to throw around debris. At one point, debris is even seen flying against the windshield.
Who the hell did he
Little
talk
did the
to?
drivers know that an actual tornado was forming right behind them and quickly heading in their direction.
No way, that sucks.
The dashcam footage captures the exact moment
That's
the
what
tornado
you
went
get for
directly
cutting
through
him
them.
off.
It was even strong enough to lift vehicles off the ground,
Dumb
which can actually be seen
jerk.
with the white van that pulls out onto the road. The wheels of the vehicle leave the ground, and it begins to get full-on dragged by the tornado, seemingly disappearing.
Oh, look at there's a guy
As the
right
tornado
there.
passes, it can be seen much further down the road, wedged in between two trees. More concerning, however, is the person that gets thrown by the tornado on the right side of the road. Unfortunately, this woman would suffer major injuries and would be taken to the hospital. The storm would go on to produce further damage in the form of 50 inches of rain that would cause multiple deadly landslides.
Ooh, she's fucked up, so she can't get up.
This video was taken in Russia. It shows the dashcam footage of a man driving down a desolate and long stretch of dirt road. Then, up ahead is a car parked in such a way so as to block traffic.
I don't know if I can.
Two men with baseball bats begin walking up to the driver, and that's when it becomes clear that this is a robbery, and the parked car was an intentional makeshift roadblock. The driver tries to escape, but the two men get in the way and do their best to prevent it. Fortunately, the driver had a window of opportunity and took advantage. He slammed on the gas and was able to get away unscathed. He then drove around the roadblock and was free. It's unknown if the two men with baseball bats were ever caught.
It was a pretty weak trap, to be honest.
In late November of 2015, a large catastrophic bushfire broke out in South Australia. This dashcam footage was captured by one of the fire trucks responding to the incident. Right from the start of the video, enormous smoke clouds are shown, depicting just how large the fire had gotten. As the trucks continue forward, visibility gradually worsens. It gets so bad to where the fire trucks are forced to stop. Then, in the distance, the fire itself can be seen, spreading towards them unnervingly fast.
Yeah, I saw this shit.
A miscommunication between the two trucks resulted in a collision. The truck in the front was attempting to back up out of the fire, while the truck with the dashcam was entering what's known as a burnover. A burnover is a fire truck protection protocol where the truck stays in place and the crew deploys Velcro blankets to protect themselves from the heat. Water is sprayed outside of the vehicle to keep it from catching on fire, and in the inside, breathing masks are used by the crew. During this protocol, however, the crew from the truck in the front can be heard desperately explaining how they didn't have water for a burnover, or rather their truck's sprinkler system wasn't working properly. They couldn't stay in place and were forced to drive forward in the hopes of escaping the fire, which you can actually see in the video as the truck fades into the distance. Fortunately, this move would end up saving their lives. They would make it to the other side of the fire, and everyone inside the truck, as well as the one with the dash cam, would make it out with minimal injuries.
Jeez.
This footage was captured way back in 2012. It takes place near an airport in Moscow, Russia. The airport is right next to a highway, and on December 29th, this dashcam footage would capture the disturbing moments a plane missed the runway and crash landed just on the right side of the highway.
Oh shit. No way. Ah, fuck, huh? Tales of the Jedi. Ooh. Well, it's barely 12. It's alright.
It turns out
Oh,
the plane
did
had
you see
mistakenly
this?
overshot the runway because
What is this? The plane overshot the runway and hit this. Look at this.
to make it to the other side of the fire, and everyone inside the truck, as well as the one with the dash cam, would make it out with minimal injuries. The port is right next to a highway, and
Right
on
there.
December 29th, this dash cam footage would capture the disturbing moments a plane missed the runway and crash landed just on the right side of the highway.
Boom. Look at the clothes. Oh,
It turns out the plane had mistakenly overshot the runway
That's
because of bad weather
episode 1.
conditions. So when it landed, it didn't have enough room to
Okay.
brake. This left it no choice but to go directly into the highway, causing plane seats and other debris to shoot towards passing vehicles, all of which can be clearly seen in the footage. At the time of the
tire.
crash, the plane was only carrying crew members. No passengers were on board. But unfortunately, 5 of the 8 total crew members would lose their lives.
5
The
of
driver of the vehicle
8.
with the
Damn.
dash cam would make it out unharmed.
Good night, babe. I love you. Is Chilling Scares the same person as Mr. Nightmare? 'Cause it looks like the same type of